Yo, what is up guys? AD here, back with another Destiny Child video here on the channel. And in today's video everyone, we are going to be overviewing the Ragna Break Season 25 Kubaba events guide here that I did put together for the event. So I did just finish it up, as of course the patch notes were released and they decided to change Yuna to a wood type supporter. So this was a big change. She is still very strong. And yeah, overall, some new changes to the units here, specifically Yuna. Of course, only Yuna there. But yeah, let's check out the guide here. We do have Ragna Break Season 25 guide featuring Kubaba, the water type debuffer. As you can see her showcased here on the top left hand side of the guide. As for the boss skills here, we do have JP's Kubaba level 30 boss skills, subject to change on global. Tap skill here, attack 3 targets, priority highest HP, inflict dancing blade, 150 damage over time, damage, defense minus 20% to the targets for 10 seconds long, inflict debuff evasion minus 15%, and attack minus 70% to 3 targets, priority highest attack for 20 seconds long. As for the slide skill here, attack 3 targets, priority buffed, inflict corruption, cause 300 damage whenever the target receives time-based buff, and brand, deals number of buffs on target plus 1 times 80 damage over time every 4 seconds, max of 6 buffs, final multiplier of 7, and on the targets for 12 seconds long. We also do have here inflict buff drain, remove 1 buff from the target, drive gauge plus 150 for allies on the targets. As for the drive skill here, attack all targets, inflict dancing blade, 200 damage over time, defense minus 20% to 3 targets, priority highest HP for 12 seconds long. And for the leader skill here, we do have here debuff evasion plus 40%, debuff duration minus 60%, all skill defense plus 70% to non-weakness attacks, and a 100% chance to nullify drive gauge, charge increase skills such as made Citri's drive. As for the notes here, corruption is classified as a damage over time debuff. So there are the expected boss skills for the level 30 version of Kubaba here, the water type debuffer. Heading into the units here, we do have the aid category. Of course, it's suggested to run one of these units. We do have Aura here, as well as Newbie Mona. Both of these you would want to run on slide. As for the crit buffer here, we do have Yuna over Lupin, which is huge, as of course Yuna does have crit damage plus on her tap skill, nullified debuffs, barrier, and focus on her slide skill alone. So overall, a very amazing kits there for Yuna. She does outclass Lupin for the upcoming raid, so you want to use her on your team. Of course, depending on your Lupin uncaps, etc., you want to test. But Yuna overall is very strong since she does have focus on the slide skill and of course crit damage plus on her tap skill. Of course, you will also want to consider her leader skill, and we do have here the second option, like I mentioned already, in Lupin. As for the skill order here, I do have both of them on slide and 2 taps. Of course, you may have to test multiple tap skills here in the skill order of these units. So make sure to test out skill cues that do work for your team comp. As for weak point, we do have Bikini Lisa here. You probably won't use her, but for a beginner player, if you do happen to have a copy of her and don't pull as much for the upcoming banners, then maybe you'll want to use Bikini Lisa. She's still a good option. She does have regen, defense plus, and weak point damage plus, and you'll want to run this unit on slide only. Next up here, we do have double-edged sword and attack plus. It's recommended to run 0+ of these units. Depends on your team comp and the way you will want to go. We do have Neptune here, as well as Hermes. Both of these units you would want to run on slide. As for Neptune here, heal, double-edged sword, and charge speed plus is in her kit. As for Hermes here, we do have attack damage plus and tap damage plus. As for more of the speed, gauge charge, and cooldown reduction supporters everyone, we do have here Maid Citri. It's recommended to run her on slide and 2 taps. As for the next option here, we do have Grilla on slide only, Dazzling Venus here slide only, Wodan slide only, Thisbe here 1 slide 2 taps, Senga 1 slide 2 taps. As for survivability and healer, if you do need more sustain, then you'll want to use some options such as Pomona or Mat. We also do have some other options such as Full Alf, etc. So some good options there. These units you will want to run on slide only. Moving on to the attackers, it's recommended to run 1 to 2 of these units. First up here, we do have Pepita being the best option, followed by Ayane, the collaboration exclusive. If you don't happen to have her, you could go with Daphnis here. As for the next options, we do have Abaddon, Siren, Annie, and Mech Commander being fully ignited, of course. If the Mech Commander isn't fully ignited, do not use the unit. It will be totally useless. But yeah, there are the best attackers for the event. Of course, some honorable mentions. If you don't happen to have any of these, you do have Jakangbi, etc. As for the skill orders, of course, Pepita, Ayane, Daphnis, and Annie, all on slide. Abaddon, Siren, and Mech Commander on tap only. As for the notes here, of course, attacker prioritization, 6-hit percentage slide base over a 6-hit slide, the 6-hit slide over a 3-hit percentage based slide, a 3-hit percentage slide over a 4-hit tap, the 4-hit tap over a 4-hit slide, the 4-hit slide over a 3-hit tap, and the 3-hit tap over a 3-hit slide. As well as Mech Commander is only good when fully ignited, as we just mentioned. Annie is the best fever attacker. Siren and Annie are the best attackers without ignition. Annie team comp will have her drive second or third. As for the Soul Carter recommendations, everyone, we do have In Sister's Arms. This one does increase weak point final blow percentage plus. Next up here, we do have End of a Long Wait, which does increase max attack percentage plus, as well as the Dive Soul Carter here, which is good for the slider units. And you do need a crit buffer, so you'll definitely want to run Yuna or Lupin on your team comp. As for the final attacker Carter here, we do have the Willow Soul Carter here, which is for tapper units. As for the supporters, we do have Showtime, as well as Towards the Glittering Waves. As for Showtime, you will want to use these on your supporters, really any of your units here in the Ragna Break. And if you don't happen to have Showtime, you can really just use any other HP and defense Soul Carter. The other Soul Carter that is recommended behind Showtime would be Change of Air for your supporters. As for Towards the Glittering Waves, you'll only want to use this on a dark supporter, so really only want to apply this Soul Carter towards Lupin. As for the sample lineups here, everyone, we do have 4 sample lineups here for you all to check out. Of course, you will want to test your own team compositions. These are all subject to change, and just to give you an example of what to go towards here for the Ragna Break event. As for the first team here, going from top left to bottom right, we do have here Pepita, Aura, Grilla, Maid Citri, as well as Yuna. As for the drive order here, we do have Maid Citri into Grilla drive and ending with a Yuna drive here, as well as the Aura leader skill. As for the next composition, we do have Ayane, Neptune, Maid Citri, Lupin, as well as Newbie Mona. As for the drive order here, we do have Maid Citri into Neptune drive and ending off with Lupin drive, and of course the Maid Citri leader skill. As for the bottom left here, we do have here Pepita with Pepita lead, followed by Grilla, Maid Citri, Lupin, as well as Newbie Mona. As for the drive order here, we do have Grilla into Citri drive and ending off with Lupin drive. As for the final team composition here, we do have Annie into Aura, as well as Maid Citri, Hermes, and Neptune. As for the drive skill order, we do have Citri, Aura, and ending off with Annie into Fever Time. As for the leader skill here, of course, Aura here for the team. As for some additional tips here, I did place towards the bottom of the guide. We do have make sure to test out other team compositions other than the 4 examples here listed above. Top ranking teams will have meta compositions to follow, so make sure to check out those leaderboards, as of course they are good examples of units you do want to follow, as well as ignite. The next tip here, the Change of Air Soul Carta is a great option for your skill buffers. Fourth of all here, please make sure to read, of course, the skill sets of your units as well to fully understand the type of unit you are using, and of course to try and learn the best possible way to use and take advantage of their full power. As for the final tip here, testing out other leader skills may improve your overall damage. So we do have Aura, Yuna, Pepita, Maid Citri, etc. And last but not least here, we do have here, follow my socials if you guys are interested. Of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you guys did find this video helpful. We also do have my Twitch channel as well as the Discord invites to my YouTube community server, which are always linked in the description box below. So yeah, that'll pretty much do it for today's Destiny Child events guide here on the channel, everyone. Make sure to let me know in the comments section below if you guys did enjoy this guide and overall did find it helpful. I've been finding it very fun to create these guides for the events, and I totally don't mind doing them. So hopefully you guys do appreciate the guide here that I did put together. So if you do happen to need a direct image link to this guide, I will have the image linked in the description box below of this video. And of course, while you're down there, make sure to check out the links in the description as well to my Twitch channel, and of course make sure to like the video as well, and definitely make sure to check out that Twitch channel, as of course we'll be streaming Ragna Break live on the Twitch channel this upcoming weekend. So if you guys are interested in having some fun with the chat and I while I do grind out the Ragna Break events, definitely make sure to give me a follow on there. But with all of that being said, I'll see you all in the next Destiny Child video. As always, thank you all so much for watching.